Janko Tipsarevic, you came into the Australian Open, one of the informed players, having reached the final in Chennai, and then you won a difficult match today in very testing conditions. How confident are you feeling?
I really don't feel a lot of confidence right now, but I am happy that I went through the first round. The conditions today were extremely difficult, at least for my game. It was really windy and it was really hot. You know, something that I didn't experience for quite a while. In Chennai we were playing all the time night matches, and the week of practice here in Melbourne was really cold, you know. So this is actually the first day that it's really hot, but I heard the hottest weather is behind us, and you know, as the week progresses we're going to have some cooler weather, which I'm really happy about.
And is it that unsettled rhythm that leads you to not feeling confident?
You know, the good thing about tennis is that you only need to be better than the guy across the net on that current day, you know. Maybe it's not a right statement to say that I do not have confidence. I had a wonderful last year. I had a great ending with beating the world #1. I had a good first week, losing a tough final 7-6 in the third set against Raonic. So, you know, it may be a little bit stupid to say that I do not have confidence. You know, I maybe was not on my A game today, but I'm happy that I went through.
Now, you won in 4 tight sets today, but let's talk about your 5-set record at Melbourne. 8 of your 15 matches have gone to 5 sets, including that third-round match with Roger Federer in 2008. What do you put that down to?
Yeah, I know. My 5-set record here in Australia is just horrible. You know, I saw last year on I believe it was on the ATP website, that in 5-set matches I'm normally ranked pretty high. I would say like number 4 or something. But in Australia I mainly managed to lose 5 sets. So I hope that that's going to change. Well, first of all, I wouldn't like to play many 5-set matches this year, but if I do, I would really like to boost that record up.
Why do you think that is? Is it the heat here, the conditions? Sometimes it's windy?
I have no real explanation for it. You know, I honestly don't mind the heat. I might mind the mixture of heat and wind. You know, I mean, I guess there is not one player here who really enjoys playing on that kind of weather. But I really have no smart explanation for why is that.
And you mentioned your great results last year. You reached your first Grand Slam quarter-final at the US Open. You played at the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals. How do you hope to build on that this year?
You know, I am really happy with the consistency that I had last year. I always knew, even when I was ranked like 30 or 40, I knew that I could compete and maybe sometimes even beat the top guys. But what I was lacking to be in the top is the consistency, and I really managed to find that last year. I hope I will be able to have the same or even better results this year, but it's a long season. Let's see what happens.
And do you have any specific goals, perhaps with regards to the Grand Slams? Would you maybe like to reach your first semi-final, your first final this year?
I would really love to improve my best result, which was the quarter-final at the US Open, if possible. But generally my goal for this year is to, if possible, come closer to the top 5 and be just a regular top 10 player. You know, I really would not like to be one of those guys who was top 10 for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and then went back to 20, 30 or whatever. But I'm aware that you know, that I need to put even more hard work, and I need to improve. You know, last year I was a little bit new. I maybe caught a few people by surprise. You know, went from 49 to 9, but just this year it's a different story.
And a word on your Davis Cup teammate Novak Djokovic. Do you think he can continue his dominance this year on the ATP World Tour?
I do not know. You know, you know, it's a lot of people are expecting him to, but I am not sure if he can repeat the same year that he had last year. But I would say that if I had to pick someone to be the world #1 at the end of 2012, I would pick him, not because he's a friend or whatever, just because the way that he's playing.
And do you think he's the man to beat here at the Australian Open?
You know, I heard a very good point by John McEnroe, you know, last night, commentating a match, saying that now for someone like me, or ranked lower than the top 4, in order to win a Grand Slam, you basically need to beat 3 of these top 4 guys, you know, which is I don't want to say impossible, but it's extremely difficult. You know, the top 4 guys, I feel they're a little bit like one level above the rest. You know, no disrespect to anyone else, but I would say he would be one of the main guys to beat. But you know, you have Roger, Rafa, Mara, Tsonga, Ferrer, and so many other good players. You know, it's the first Grand Slam of the year. Everybody is fresh, everybody is pumped. So you know, it's really a long way.